have that promotion planned out ahead of time rather than what I see most people do and what I did for a long time is I would spend all of my time focused on the actual content of the masterclass or the workshop, whatever I'm doing, and getting that down. And then I'd set a date and I'd be like, okay, I'm all ready. It's all put together. Let me just throw it out there, like on Facebook or something, make an event and invite people. And that was about all I did. And I would wait until, a couple weeks, maybe 10 days ahead of time, and just sort of start randomly trying to promote it on social media. And I'd send some emails out, but I didn't put much more into it than that. And I would get not very consistent results. Sometimes I would get a lot of people into it, sometimes not very many. So, welcome everybody to the Speakeasy Cafe. I'm Janelle Anderson, your host. We are in December, and our theme this month is promoting virtual events, especially the workshop that I teach, which is a great strategy to use to fill to build your email list, to get visibility, to fill your pipeline with clients. It's called the Client Enrollment Workshop. It's a strategy I've perfected. I get not perfected, it's not perfect, but I have worked on and honed over the years. And I have a framework I use for it. I teach it in a monthly workshop and in a 3-day event. And so today I wanted to touch on promoting. Like Danielle, you said you have one coming up, right? So I'm curious if you've been doing them, how has the promotion been going? Have you been able to fill your workshops with people? Have you been able to convert into your programs, or is this your first go round, Danielle?
This one will be my first go round for this. I used to do a writer's lab, and I would
Okay.
do that I did that maybe 5 months of this year, and then
Mhm.
I transitioned. So I am looking to start promoting the one I'm doing for January. I feel like I'm a little bit late, but
Mhm.
I will have like the 4 weeks once I start promoting this month. I mean, this week.
Yeah, what's the date of your masterclass?
I'm going to do it January 18th.
Okay. Yeah, if you start now, you'll probably be good.
Yes.
Awesome. So I want to talk a little bit about that. And this is actually perfect timing for you, Danielle. Um, Having that plan, have that promotion planned out ahead of time rather than what I see most people do and what I did for a long time is I would spend all of my time focused on the actual content of the masterclass or the workshop, whatever I'm doing, and getting that down. And then I'd set a date and I'd be like, okay, I'm all ready. It's all put together. Let me just throw it out there, like on Facebook or something, make an event and invite people. And that was about all I did. And I would wait until, a couple weeks, maybe 10 days ahead of time, and just sort of start randomly trying to promote it on social media. And I'd send some emails out, but I didn't put much more into it than that. And I would get not very consistent results. Sometimes I would get a lot of people into it, sometimes not very many. I used to do in-person workshops. That's how I started at the local library. And then when everything went online, of course, I shifted to that. And it's a little bit different kind of strategy online. And nowadays, because of COVID and everybody going online, there are so many online events all the time. Master classes, workshops, webinars, 3-day events, summits are everywhere, or every day. There's something people can attend, sometimes multiple events in a day. So you've got to really be strategic in planning your promotion to get the right people in the room, as many as you can, and stand out from the crowd because now our audiences have a lot of events to choose from. So we need more strategic planning and it's more than just posting, it's actually a campaign. So you want to think of your promotion as a campaign rather than just some posts, right? So, if that makes sense. So, and welcome, Karen. Hi. So, I'm going to share a little bit of content with you, and then we'll just open it up for if you have any questions or if you'd like to talk about what you have coming up or what maybe you've tried in the past and get some feedback on it. That would be awesome. So, um, we want to make our promotions as simple and consistent and doable as possible so that you're not overwhelming yourself and getting caught in the weeds and doing a lot of complicated, complex things. It can be simple. It's just that it needs to be consistent and doable, but also effective. Because you last thing you want to do is put a lot of energy and time and effort into building your content and then have nobody show up or have only a few people show up or have the wrong people in the room, which I have done many times. I did a workshop once at the library here years ago called How to Talk to Anyone. It was a fun workshop. I filled the room. It might have been my biggest local workshop at the time. And even the local newspaper came and did an article on it and sent a photographer. So I got some promotion that way. But the room was filled with people that were not my audience. It was filled with introverts who just wanted to learn how to have conversations confidently. And so at the time, my target market was women in their midlife years and who wanted to figure out what to do next in their life, whether it was start a business or find something fulfilling, find themselves. And my program at the time was very much like self-development focused, right? So I thought, oh, well, this would be a good workshop because we could talk about having the confidence to speak. Only it turned into something different because of the title and who I attracted to that workshop. And we had a lot of fun, but I didn't get any clients out of it because it really wasn't my target audience. So I was always really good at throwing content together. I have a teaching background. It's easy for me to put together a workshop or an event. But my problem was I didn't really have a strategic way of creating the content so that it flowed naturally to an aligned offer that made sense based on what I was teaching in the workshop, that it would make sense that they would want that and that they would step into it. So I wasn't converting very well. So since then, I've learned a lot more about it, and I've done my own many online events. I've worked as an event coach for big events, just got behind the scenes and learned a lot of the strategy and formulas because I figured there had to be a secret formula to this thing. The psychology that goes into it, there's a lot that goes into that. So now I feel my events, I convert, they do very well. And I figured, this is a really great model for coaches. This model of doing a monthly workshop that leads right into your offer and then running it and learning how to promote it well. And then it simplifies everything because that's your focus, filling that workshop every single month. So that's what I've created. And I found that I did a lot better when I became very consistent and intentional about the promotion of my events. So, and I'd love to know, like, drop in the chat on a scale of 1 to 10, how consistent do you feel in your promotion of your events? And if you're not doing events, maybe it's just promotion of yourself and your services. How well do you think you're doing? 1 to 10, one being not at all, and 10, like, your promotions work. You're getting people there, they're converting. You've got a good system going on. Curious to see where you all are at in that. And while you're doing that, let me go. Okay, we got an 8 with the help of the VA. That's great. Very active on LinkedIn. 7 for past live events. Good. Awesome. All right. So, um, when I finally began to learn to have a very laid out plan to promote my events. For one thing, they converted better and I got better, the right people in the room and more of them. I also, though, felt a lot calmer. I didn't feel that stress that like, oh, I've got this workshop on the calendar. Am I going to get anybody in there? And looking every day to see if there's any enrollments. and I felt a lot of stress around it. But when I had the plan and I worked it, then it really brought a lot more confidence and calmness, to my whole leading up to it. And then I could focus more on really serving the people in the workshop. And so this taught me something really powerful, and that is that visibility, because workshops give you visibility, especially if you do them consistently, because people see you and they start looking for that. But visibility isn't about doing more, it's really about preparing earlier. And also when you post certain things and when like the whole strategy leading up to it, even to the detail of getting out a calendar. And let's say your workshop's a month away or 2 months away, putting on the calendar what you're going to do when, and having a variety of things that you do to promote it, and then mapping it out. So that way you've got a plan in place and it's just a matter of executing the plan. So what I wanted to share with you today is three simple visibility pillars that will help fill your workshops, your master classes, your webinars effectively. Pillar one is, of course, emails. Emails are your number one enrollment driver. Emails are having your own email list, building that list, nurturing that list. They're going to be your best people as far as your best possibility of getting people to come to your workshop because they already are subscribing to you, to follow you, to hear from you. They've opted in. And if you're nurturing that list properly and well, they're going to be the ones that are looking for, hey, what's she doing next? And so most of your people that will sign up for your workshops are going to be your own email list, your own subscribers. Um, there's a nice little rhythm that when I'm promoting my workshops, I do. And I usually send out a total of, when I'm really doing a total promotion to my list, I will send out a series of 5 or 6 emails leading up to it. And I don't start those until about 10 days to 2 weeks out. So, because people will forget about it. If they sign up too early, they'll forget. So then you've got to keep reminding them. But when the actual launch of the promotion starts, it's about 2 weeks out. And I'll send, first of all, an email announcing the event and um, creating the excitement about it based on what you're going to get out of this. This is going to be great for you because you want to talk about what's in it for them. That's what people are thinking. Why should I come? Why should I spend my time? What are the results they're going to walk away with? What are the benefits of them coming and spending their time with you? Not so much, nothing really yet about what you're going to be offering or any of that. It's all about this workshop is focused on this one thing. I call it the one thing principle, one breakthrough, one main thing they're going to get out of the workshop, not a bunch, not too much, one major thing. And share that in the announcement email. And then the next email, share a story. Maybe it's a story about why this workshop is so important to you. Why do you do this? Why this topic? Why does it matter? And then of course each email is going to have the details of when, how to sign up, all of that. And then send another email that maybe there's a testimonial of if you've done this before or you've worked with someone around the same topic that you could share. And if you've done, every time you do one, save the chats, save the transcript, and go find what people are saying that you could use as little snippets of testimonials about, man, this is great. I'm getting a lot of great stuff out of this. And you can put that in your emails. Previous attendees said this about this workshop and list those statements from people. That has a lot of value. People, it's like going to Amazon and looking at the reviews, people want to know what other people have experienced. And then the last couple of emails are usually shorter and they're like, don't forget it's coming up soon. You start to create that urgency. It's coming up soon, sign up now. And maybe you offer a bonus. Sometimes I'll offer a bonus attendee gift. If you come and you show up live, you're going to get this extra PDF or whatever you might have that you can offer them, but you have to come live to get that. Um, you always want to include some kind of curiosity hook, some kind of question like, "Hey, are you struggling to do this?" Or, you know, speaking to that pain point they might have, or imagine if you could have such and such, which is going to be sharing the transformation that you're promising or the problem you're going to help them solve. And just a simple, sign up here and have the button that they can sign up. So that way you've got a structure to your emails and it's not always the same thing. It's something different each time because you're wanting to create curiosity and get them excited and anticipating what's coming. Um, ChatGPT is a great place to get those emails, and you can tell Chat, what's the topic of the workshop, what are people going to get out of it, all the information you can possibly give it, and then ask it to create 5 emails that build one on the other, that build in the anticipation, that include stories, value, benefits, and make them each a little bit different. It'll give you some really great ones because it pretty much knows the structure. So that's pillar number 1 is your own email list. And if you don't have much of a list, the number 1 focus, if you're just starting off, really is to build your list. Your list is your gold mine. It's your audience. Nobody can take it from you. If you build an audience on social media, they can shut you down. If you have a group on social media, they could shut you down. Always, if you've got a following or a group on social media, you want to always be enticing them to get onto your email list. And then your email list should be growing, growing, growing all the time. And this is off topic a little bit, but the bigger your email list is, the more opportunities open up for you as far as speaking, uh, getting on summits, podcasts, getting into giveaways, which is another great way to build a list. The bigger your list, the more opportunities you have for collaboration partners, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. So I remember early in my coaching business being overwhelmed by all the things people said I should be doing. I should have a course and I should write a book and I should do this and I should do that. And I thought, well, what good is it going to do me if I have nobody to sell the course to? I have to build an email list. So let me just focus on that and forget all the other noise out there and just get focused on how do I build an email list? Because that's where my clients are going to be. And that's all I focused on for a couple years. And that was the best decision I think I ever made. Now, hosting a workshop or a masterclass or webinar is going to build your list as well, of course. But there's lots of other ways to build your list, and your list then becomes your best place to promote what you're doing. And then pillar number 2 is videos. So we know videos are really important. People consume videos like crazy. And it's a better connection because people hear you, they see you, they feel that connection with you. And connection is the number 1 thing you want to go for in your online events because people buy when they trust and feel connected to. So it's not just about pushing information at people, it's about making sure that you are connecting with them, that you're drawing them in, that you're allowing them to participate in the event with you and feel like they're being seen and heard and valued. They're going to be a lot more likely to actually step into your program. So what I do is I'll create little snippets of videos. Sometimes they're only a couple minutes long, and they're little creating a buzz kinds of sneak peek behind the scenes kind of videos that I sort of push out there before I launch the promotion. So this is a pre-promotion. That's why it's good to have a calendar. And you can put these out there on social media, little sneak peeks of, hey, something's coming soon. Mark your calendar. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And each one of them, you could talk about something, other little bit that they'll get out of the event. Really always focusing on, what are they going to get out of it that's going to really help them and get the excitement going. And then when you say, okay, now the registration's open, now those people that have been watching those are going to be a lot more excited and be looking forward to it. And kind of, how you have the trailers for movies and all that kind of thing. People get excited about it. You want to create that kind of buzz in these little videos. And then also on your registration page, where they sign up for the event, you want to have a video. Maybe it could be a couple minutes, that one, that 2 or 3 minutes, not longer than that. And those little snippets, I think I said a couple minutes. I meant like, 30 seconds to 60 seconds. Those pre-event anticipation videos should be very short. But you can create like a 2 to 3 minute video for your landing page that also talks about why should they come? What is in it for them? You're going to get this, you're going to get that. This is going to help you with this or that. And really help them to feel connected to you before they even come. So that would go on the registration page. And then on your thank you page, do another little video that's confirming you're in. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see you. Here's how to get ready. Here's why you should show up live. Because once people register, you also have to get them to show up. There's two different things there. Yeah, you're promoting the event for people to register, and then once they register, you have to promote to them to get them to show up. You have a registration rate and a show up rate. And most of the time, the show up rate is somewhere at the average is 20 to 25% of your registration numbers. So if you have 100 people registered, you could get 20 to 25 typically in the room with you. So you want to really, once they're registered, you want to start sending emails to them confirming it and continuing to build the excitement and get them to come. Why should they come? Hey, I can't wait to see you. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Another thing that we do is a lot of, once they register, we find them on social media and make sure we're connected, or we request to be their friend. And we send them messages leading up to it and ask questions like, what would you like to get out of this workshop? What's something that you would like to learn? And another one might be, have you put it on your calendar? We can't wait to see you. So little quick messages that are direct messages on social media, because that's a very effective way to get people in to actually come. So that's a part of promotion as well, is having a strategy to reach out to the people that once they've registered, to really build the value for them to actually show up. A good video will have a part where you're speaking to the problem that they're having. So really knowing your audience and the problem that they are experiencing, and then why they should come, how the event that you're asking them to come to is going to help them with that problem. That's called the promise of the event, and then an invitation to come. And these videos don't have to be polished and perfect. Just be natural, be yourself. Just talk to the camera as if you're talking to a person. Make it short and sweet and friendly and warm and inviting, and just let them see you. So that's another thing. ChatGPT can help you with those video scripts. And the beauty about doing my type of workshop is that you don't have to recreate this every month. What you do is you create the workshop and on all the videos and the emails and everything, and you reuse them. You can tweak them a little, but what you're doing every time you run the workshop is you're making it better, and you're tweaking it and seeing what works and what doesn't. But it's the same topic, and it's your core signature topic around what you do. I don't have time to go through my whole framework with that, but all these things that you do to promote can be reused, right? And tweaked to make better and more effective, but you don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time. And then pillar number three is my favorite way to promote, and that is through collaborations. This will multiply your visibility like nothing else. It'll build your list, and it'll get more people in the room. You can find partners, people that have the same audience that you do, but they serve them in a different way. And you can create a partnership with each other to promote each other's events. And so I might say to Louise, let's say that we have the same audience, and she's doing a workshop on some topic that I don't do, and it would bring great value to my audience to hear what she does. So I could say to her, hey, I will send out 3 emails to my list, and I'll post on social media for you. And she would give me all the emails already written. and I might tweak them a little, but in the social media copy, because you don't want your partners having to do that. And then I send out emails to my people, and some of my people will go to her workshop. Well, what does that do for her? It puts her in front of a whole new set of people that she couldn't have been in front of normally. And they're a warm audience because they are following me, and I'm like saying word of mouth, I'm vouching for her. And so they're going to be a lot more likely to say, hey, if Janelle said that Louise is what she's teaching is going to help me, then yeah, maybe I'll go, right? So she would do the same for me. And this is the gold part. This is really gold. This is really it takes time to build the partnerships, but just imagine if you had 5 people promoting your workshop every single month, 5 different people. So you're getting in front of 5 different audiences to send people to your workshop every month. It's not just your list now, it's been multiplied, right? And so every month you're getting 20 to 30 more people, new people into your workshop that don't know you yet. And now they get to know you and now they're on your list. And so those promotional partnerships are super valuable. And you also offer to them a commission on what you're selling in your workshop. And then they do the same for you. So now you've got some income coming in. I just got a notice from PayPal that I had $250 from one of my JV partners from a month or so ago. And I'm like, oh, well, look at that. How nice is that? And it's the same way I pay them because that's my part of my marketing budget. Instead of paying for ads that are attracting cold leads, I'm paying for partners to promote me. And that's only if their people sign up, right? So I might get 1 or 2 people to sign up for my program from this JV partner, but they sent me 30 leads. So now I have 30 new people on my list, right? So it's worth it to pay that commission rather than waste money on ads that don't work because, or they might bring you a cold audience who doesn't, they might register and not show up. They're less likely to show up than if you are getting people from other people's lists. They're going to be more likely to be the ones that actually show up. So that's my favorite. And what I do is I plan out my whole year and I have all my workshops on the calendar already for the entire year, 2026. And I'm consistently every week talking to JV partners, some that I've already established a relationship with, some are new. And I say to them, okay, here's all the dates for my workshops. Which one do you want to promote? And let's say, well, they might say, well, I can promote your July workshop. Okay, so I put them on the list. And somebody else might say, I can promote your May workshop. So they go on that list. So I've got a list of people for each workshop already way before I even get there. And I can just send them all the emails and the posts a couple weeks ahead of time. And there you go. So this becomes like a machine, it's a system and it works really, really well. Now you see the difference between just throwing some posts out there and having an actual strategy to promote. It makes a big difference. And also the promotion to register and the promotion to get them in the room with you. So I'm just curious if you have any questions or how that feels for you all. Now, you don't need to do all of these at once, but think about which one, like for you, Danielle, you have something coming up soon. Which one of those ideas do you think you could put into place over the next month to boost your promotion a little bit?
I'll actually do all of them. I started a campaign for the month of December, not specifically for the event, but it's going to help. So I'm doing a post every day and
Good.
promoting the book and the topic because I'm a restorative coach. So I work with people who are navigating grief and life transitions. And so for the month of December, because it's the holidays and it's harder around the
Hmm.
holidays, so I just put what I'm calling coping companions. And it's
Hmm.
just like a minute, minute and a half like video talking about different things you can do. So this week I'm introducing what I have. It's like the 5 A's of awareness and choice. So it's just a worksheet, people with
Nice.
prompts. And then next week I'll telling people about the webinar for next month. So I'm going to use the post as well as doing the emails as well, starting next week for that, because that'll give me like 4 weeks. And
Hmm.
then I do like the collaborations. I've the last event I did, it was a in-person event, and I did have people, two people that I collaborated with because I created a panel. And it was called the Healing Circle. So I got their people as well. So I did
Mhm.
do that. So I'll think about doing that again, even if it's just allowing them, like you said, like an affiliate
Yep,
and for it. Yeah. Would say, I guess the long way to answer your question is all three.
that's
I think
wonderful. Great.
yes.
Good, good. So you should do well with that. For my 3-day event last month, I did Eventbrite ads for the first time. I probably won't do ads for my monthly workshop, but I may put them in Eventbrite. That's a good strategy too, because Eventbrite is like a search engine for events, and people are looking for events. So that's also another place you can put it out there. Um, and I like the idea of the panels. I did that with my 3-day event. I had 2 panels, which means that first of all, to be on the panel, they have to agree to promote the event, so it adds promoters. But it gives them a big incentive because they get to get in front of people, and I let them offer a free gift. And then it added to the event because it was these other experts who were bringing more their perspective around whatever topic we were talking about that day. So that's a really great strategy. I love that one. Awesome. Anybody else? Eventbrite is free
Okay.
unless you do paid ads, but you can do a $25 a day and maybe do it for just maybe spend $100, do it for 5 days at 25 a day, and that'll get you more people in the room. It's I did it 25. Well, this is my 3-day event, so this is my big event where I'm selling a big program. So I did 25 a day for the first 4 or 5 days. Then I bumped it to 50 a day for another, I don't know, 4 days. And then the last few days I bumped it to 100 a day. And that strategy seemed to work pretty well. I got 80 something registrations from Eventbrite, and
Wow.
quite a few of them showed up. The problem with that, of course, is always their cold traffic and they don't know you. And my event was free because I wanted to get as many people in the room as I could. And then there was a VIP ticket, so they were the ones getting the recordings. Um, so, you know, that worked pretty good. RSVP if I create, oh, I haven't done that one yet. Thanks for that tip. I've never heard of that
What
one.
was that?
RSVPify? Huh.
Hmm.
Yeah, they allow you to create events. I did it for my book launch, and did it. It allowed people to register, even though it was free. But it also allowed them if they wanted to do a pre-sale for the book. So when they got there,
Nice.
they had already paid for it and already had them signed for people there. And you can put it's almost like creating a small like landing page. So you
Mm-hmm.
can put things on there. You can put the time. If it's a virtual event, you can put the link on there, and it'll send out the emails once they confirm. So you just set it up that way, and you can do tiered. So if it's like it's free, but then you have another package for someone like I had people who bought the book, so they got the general ticket and they had already prepaid for their book. So it's fairly easy because I'm not a big techie person, but I like
Mm-hmm.
creating it, and it's another way for you to create an event.
Similar to Eventbrite too. Yeah.
Hmm.
With Eventbrite, I was able to connect it to my CRM, so all the people that registered immediately got sent over to my CRM. If you don't have that, you can download the list of people from Eventbrite, and they will send out emails for you. But I was already sending them out in my CRM anyway, so I didn't I didn't use Eventbrite's email system. Um, One of the most effective things is to reach out with direct messages on social media. If I don't know if you've ever tried that, Danielle, once they register. Also, if you have somebody to help you, this is nice too, is to give people a quick call after they register if you get their phone number and just leave a voicemail or if they answer. Sometimes I'll have a VA do that for me and just encourage them to come. We're looking forward to seeing you. Um, that kind of thing. That tends to really raise your show up rate because you've reached out to people directly. And a lot of people are doing more direct mail too. send little things in the mail, maybe a postcard or something, or a little gift or something. If you have the budget for it and the time, if you get their mailing address. So I went to one event recently, and they are masters at these big events. And once you registered, then they had someone reach out. I think it was a text and ask for your mailing address. And then they mailed us some goodies. It was really cool. Of course, they have a big budget and a big team and all that, but you could do something similar if you wanted to. If you're doing a workshop like every month, that would be hard to keep up with.
Mhm.
But these other strategies, you can have them in place, especially if you have a VA to help reach out with the direct messages or phone calls or texts after people register. Um, it's a lot. It just raises the whole level of show up from just sending emails or just posting on social media. If you do some kind of reach out to people personally, directly, they feel like, wow, the host of the event actually reached out to me, actually called me. Are you kidding? So
Yeah.
awesome.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. So any other questions or thoughts?
I have just one, if I could. I have I have developed a course to help those who have lost their job in the federal government
Mm,
or are afraid they're going to help them through the whole process of rethinking their career and redesigning their resume and getting ready for the whole interview process. And my initial investment in the time to develop it was for one of my government clients. And I started the marketing process of it before, well, after Doge was announced, but before the big layoffs. And through a series of catastrophic things that happened to people in that agency, I had to disband further marketing, but I want to start it up again for this year. Do you have any suggestions for addressing the fact that I tried last year or tried this year to
mhm.
market it and now I'm going to be coming back with the same thing? Or do you just think, just do it again?
Are you going to be promoting it to the same audience, excuse me, and in the same way, or do you have new people to promote it to?
I don't have new people yet. I'm trying to identify, I have almost 100 clients from that agency, so I was marketing directly to them, and then they could market to their staff or
Mm.
outside the agency. So that was my idea about it at the time. And I think it's still a good idea because those are solid names. But I don't know. So many things happened this year for these employees,
Yeah.
and so those that did lose their jobs, have gone through a lot of like depression stuff. So I'm wondering if I can still go at it
Hmm.
in January or, soon as holidays are really over to use the exact same plan, but just, rinse and repeat.
Yeah, you definitely can. I don't know exactly what you said, what your messaging was earlier, or what your results were, numbers wise, but if you didn't do well, you can always revamp your messaging
Mm-hmm,
and in a new way. Like you can frame it like here we are in a new year,
mm-hmm,
like frame it like with hope, and there's a new goal or a new path or something new in the new year that I can help you with. Life's not over yet. You have lots of um, experience and expertise. There's lots of possibilities for you, and frame it. Again, if you're focused on what the results are that they want and that the promise of your workshop is to help them get that, that will draw people in more than anything else because they're looking for solutions. That's why they're going to come.
mm-hmm.
They're asking, how can you help me with this problem? So if you reframe it a little bit, maybe refresh some of your messaging, then you can definitely put it out there to the same audience because they're still in need.
It's still viable, but I just
Yeah.
wondered if that, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
that's
And
helpful.
and I would say too, like a lot of times, you feel like I know I did for a long time. Like I'd put this out there and I didn't get the response I wanted, and then I just felt like, oh well, nobody wants to come to this. I might as well just throw the thing away and start over. Start from scratch all over with a whole new idea. And I always say, don't do that. That's the last step in I have a framework called Clients. It's a 7-step formula for doing these workshops. And the S stands for systemize and scale. After
Mm,
you've done an event, go back and let's look at your numbers. Let's look at your copy. Let's look at your landing pages. Let's look at all of the pieces and see what worked well and what didn't, and what can you tweak and change, and then try it again. Because if you keep doing that, you're going to eventually have an asset. This workshop will be an asset for you that's been tried and it's been validated, and you've improved it and improved it, and you can see the increase in people coming and the increase in your conversions, and you're going to learn a ton by doing
mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Awesome. So I do have a holiday bundle special out there right now that includes my workshops that win clients. It's a PDF guidebook that walks you through my client's framework for putting on a workshop, the client enrollment type of workshop. And along with that, I have you can come to my workshop in January where I walk through that whole framework. It's all free. And what else is in this bundle? The stories that move hearts, the three core stories every workshop needs. So you need to be telling stories. That is a 4-part masterclass that I usually sell, and that's included in the bundle. I usually sell that for $500. And then the third one, or the fourth thing in the bundle is if you want to go further and deeper, you can sign up for what I call the Workshop Success Breakthrough Experience. You get an assessment that will show you where you're at in your business, where the gaps are, where you're doing really well based on my what I teach as far as building a coaching business, all the things you need. And we go through that in a strategy call and just give you some really good strategies for here's where you are, here's what you need. And along with that is a video training that shows you a really great business model for coaching businesses based on creating this workshop and also speaking and getting out there, creating visibility for yourself, building your email list, all the things, right? So it walks you through a what I call the what do I call that? Coaching prosperity system. And it's a system I use. It's helped me reach 6 figures as a coach. A lot of coaches don't even make it past year 3, and they don't, if they do, they're not making enough money. And it's because they don't have a system in place. And I didn't for 6 years. I did it all on my own without a system, and I struggled. And now that I have this in place, it's such a great model for coaches. So you'll get that training. So it's a huge bundle of things that I put together just for the holidays. It's $25 to get this whole bundle. If you're interested, let me go find that uh, link. And even if you don't get the bundle, I'd love to see you at my workshop in January. It's called Client Enrollment Workshop. It's January 28th. And let me see, what did I call this? Oh, yeah, client. I call this bundle the Client Enrollment Kickstart Bundle. It'll help you kind of end the year well and have a plan for next year to start really promoting your workshops. And so I tried to put everything in here that could really help with that. So I'm going to put this in the chat. Here you go. Awesome. Okay, I'm just reading the chat. So that's 25 for that bundle. And if you, it includes the workshop in January, but let me just put that in here too. It's just simply client enrollment workshop.com. You can actually sign up for that now. It's free. And it's about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And I take that framework and walk through it with you. Awesome.
I can't, hold on, don't go away yet.
I'm not going away.
I'm just trying to copy it and paste it and it's
Yeah.
not working. I think I have too
Oh,
many things open.
oh,
Oh, it's at my end, not your end.
oh,
No,
okay. Okay.
it's just, yeah, got too many things on my desktop.
Yeah, I hear you. I've been having technology issues today too.
Well, there's no excuse today. There's a full moon last week.
Yeah. Well, could be the snow. I don't know.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, it's been great hanging out with you guys for a little bit. If I can ever help you, just let me know. Come back here on Mondays. I probably won't have these Christmas week. Actually, I will have one the 22nd, but not the week after. And I'm going to be bringing in some experts and doing some interviews in the new year. I think the one on the 22nd is the one with Shiraz Babu, I think. He's amazing. You don't want to miss that. So I'm going to start introducing you guys to some really amazing experts on a lot of different topics. So watch that. If you found me in Alignable, just watch, just, sign up for those speakeasy cafes. If you're on my email list, you'll get a email. I send out a newsletter every Monday with a link to come here. So come on back. And also, all these recordings are on my YouTube channel.
Oh,
So amazing. All right. Well, you guys have a really great week. And thanks for being here. I will hopefully see you soon.
thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye bye.